JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, biker and female pillion murdered in Westmoreland. A bike taxi operator and a female pillion were shot and killed by armed men in Westmoreland last night. 32-year-old Dwayne Anthony Robinson, otherwise called Wacky, a bike taxi operator of Whitehall in Negril, and 24-year-old Tassim Copeland of Nonpareil Road, also in Negril, were killed around 11 p.m. Robinson was driving his motorcycle along the Nonpareil Road with Copeland as a pillion. On reaching a section of the roadway, they were ambushed by armed men who opened fire, hitting them both. Robinson lost control of the motorcycle and crashed into a building. The police were summoned, and upon arrival, both injured victims were rushed to the Savlamar Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. JDF member shot and injured in Crossroads by gunmen on a motorcycle. Police have launched a search for two men traveling on a motorcycle who shot and injured a man in front of the Crossroads tax office on Wednesday. Reports said that the man, who sources say is a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, was standing close to the facility when he was attacked, shot, and then robbed of a bag containing money. The gunman then escaped from the area. Police sources say they are now reviewing images that were captured of the attackers while they fled from the scene of the crime. The injured man was rushed to hospital. Excelsior High School student stabbed, hospitalized. A student from the Excelsior High School on Mountain View Avenue in Kingston has been hospitalized after a stabbing incident at the institution on Wednesday. A video clip of the altercation between the schoolboys has been making its rounds on social media. The student, who is said to be in grade 11, was reportedly stabbed 3 times in front of the school's gates. Calls to Excelsior High School went unanswered. This is the third such incident involving students this week. On Wednesday, a student, Kenneth Williams, 15, of Papine High School, was killed during an attempted robbery of his cellular phone on Ligonier Avenue. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Constabulary's Communications Unit, reported that a 16-year-old boy has been taken into custody in relation to the murder of the student on Wednesday. The suspects are also children, and all because he had a cell phone they wanted, Lindsay said in an interview this morning. SSP Lindsay also cautioned individuals to put their phones away when walking on the streets so as not to attract unwanted attention. There are these youngsters out there who are deliberately targeting people because they want to rob them of these cell phones. Lindsay says the police are also seeking another suspect in connection with the matter. On Monday, a William Knibb High School student in Trelawney was stabbed to death by another reportedly over a guard ring. His 16-year-old classmate has since been taken into police custody. The police confirmed that they have the ring and the murder weapon in their possession. Childhood friends from Muldabber died together in motor vehicle crash. The community of Patrick City, Muldabber, is in mourning after 2 persons died in a motor vehicle crash early yesterday morning. Dead are O'Dane Lawrence and Marquina Watson, both 24 years old, and childhood friends born and raised in the community. 4 other persons, one said to be the cousin of Watson, are hospitalized in critical condition. According to a source, Lawrence's cousin remains unconscious, while another person suffered multiple fractures to his leg, arm, and hip. The conditions of the other 2 are considered not to be life-threatening. Confirming the fatal accident, the Muldabber Police Traffic Unit stated that preliminary investigation suggests speeding to be the main cause of the crash, which occurred in the vicinity of the tiny community of Grove along the Muldabber Road. Officers also believe that the occupants were intoxicated as they were returning from a party. According to the police, about 2 a.m., a Honda step wagon driven by Watson at the time careened into a tree after the driver failed to negotiate a corner and lost control of the vehicle. Watson, it is understood, was on a short vacation in Jamaica to celebrate his birthday with his childhood friends who he grew up with in the community. He was slated to return to the United States today and was on one final rave with his friends before tragedy struck. The all-male crew is said to be a group of hard-working and ambitious young men who had earned the respect of their peers and elders. St. Catherine South Police lists 8 persons of interest. The St. Catherine South Police have listed 8 men as persons of interest. Police detectives believe the men may be able to assist with their investigations into several incidents in the division. They are Sanjay Dixon, otherwise called Sadiki Blacks and Blackman, Demetri Morgan, otherwise called Boxhead, Ron Brown, who also goes by the name Richard William, otherwise called Teacher, Addie and Troy, Anthony Brown, otherwise called Big Red, Mark Perry, otherwise called Sharky, and Noah, otherwise called Bada Boom. Men known only as Weak Samoka and Max. They are being asked to report to the Greater Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch by midday, Thursday, March 24. Anyone knowing their whereabouts is asked to call the Greater Portmore Police at 876-949-8403, 119 Police Emergency Number, Crime Stopper 311, or the nearest police station. Inmate runs a job racket from prison. A Jamaican prisoner is believed to be the mastermind of a recently discovered overseas job scam in which about 30 persons from several parishes who were promised customer service jobs in the Cayman Islands were scammed of nearly $1 million. The victims had reportedly paid over $30,000 each as a security deposit for the program, while some had handed over money they had collected from persons they were instructed to recruit for the company's unemployment insurance program. According to a local police source, the prisoner placed, over time, advertisements in the media for various schemes, including jobs, car loans, houses, among other things, that would appeal to low-income and unemployed individuals. Under the insurance program, registered members were required to contribute 5% of their salary monthly, and in the event of job loss, would be paid for a year or be otherwise employed. The company, which operated under the name the Employees Corporation of Jamaica at 85 Agley Park Road in Kingston, had circulated a flyer on social media seeking 30 persons to work in Cayman on work exchange. Work permits, plane tickets, and accommodation were promised. Some victims who had been preparing to leave Jamaica on Saturday had quit their jobs and had taken out loans for the trip. Some even sold their furniture. However, several victims who expected refunds after the trip was cancelled had their world turned upside down after they learned on Sunday, via an advisory on Facebook from the Cayman Islands Labour Ministry, that neither the ministry nor the Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman were affiliated with Employees Corporation of Jamaica. Many turned up at the fraud squad office in downtown Kingston on Monday to report the matter after the branch director, who had promised to refund the money, informed them that she was going to the station. Roxanne Francis, who had resigned, said they were told that the company was fairly new, but that it had branches in 21 different countries. We were informed that we would have to work for the company for 2 weeks with pay before we migrate to the Cayman Islands on March 19, but we were not paid that salary, and we had to be going back and forth with the person as the information was not communicated effectively among everyone, she said. According to Francis, the company's production manager, who had conducted the training, had assured them that the job was legitimate. But she said the branch manager disclosed in a WhatsApp group Sunday night that she did not know who the owner was and had never met him. She said she has been working with him since January 22, but he has never paid her, and that it's her boyfriend who provides her with a source of income. I'm not certain as to how she pays the workers who are enrolled, Francis added. Another victim who had quit, but whose employer had not accepted his resignation, said he was very skeptical of the job opportunity from the outset, but brushed aside those reservations because his relative had helped him land the post and gave assurances that it was genuine. Shane, who requested that his surname be withheld, said he had seen the flyer floating around, but had not given it a thought until his niece told him to check it out. He admitted to having misgivings because of several red flags, but pushed ahead. I believed in the business idea, especially after seeing how many people lost their jobs in the pandemic, he said. However, he said for March, the company told them that it had a promotion where persons who registered were required to pay $500 per week, and that each of them was mandated to recruit at least 50 persons to qualify for the Cayman program. But the call center worker said after encountering several red flags, including legal documents filed with grammatical errors, February flight delays, assurances of no need for COVID-19 vaccination or testing for travel, changed his mind after the trip was cancelled on Saturday. He demanded back his money, but was told it was too late. Roshane said he spent about $50,000, including funds or a police record, but was more worried about other victims who had exhausted their income and were deep in debt. A lot of persons resigned from their jobs. Some sold down to their furniture. I know one girl who gave up her house and went to stay with her mother, as she was saying her contract was for 3 years, he said. A lot of people went out of their way, and what really hurt is that we're not being treated as victims. According to Roshane, the police seem to be treating the branch manager as a victim, claiming naivety. However, he has cause for concern because the executive repeatedly assured them that the company had secured the work permits. Meanwhile, attorney-at-law Stephen Jackson, who has been retained by the branch manager, said his client has not been detained by the police and that she went in to make a statement. My client is not involved in any fraudulent activity, and I have not gotten any instruction about the money, but we are ready to show that we are not involved, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.